Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Highlight Guys presentation of NHIAA Division I Boys Lacrosse. Welcome to the campus of Londonderry High School here on an overcast day. It's getting overcast, more overcast by the moment. And visiting Londonderry today are the Nashua North Titans. This is Rich McDonough for the Highlight Guy. Glad to be with you again as we're enter our second week, our full week of high school lacrosse. We covered a bunch of girls' games last week, and we're going to get the boys' action going this week. We got a full slate in front of us, including BG, Bishop Girton at Exeter on Wednesday, so stay tuned. But here we got a Division I battle. Driving north, 40 minutes, are the Nashua North Titans under their fifth season head coach, fourth season if you count the COVID year. And that's Matt Muser, who played at Pinkerton Academy himself and Riviera College. And they're in a rebuilding year. They were 1-17 last year, did not qualify for the postseason tournament. They got 14 first-year players in the program. This is a building year. They're 0-2 at this point. They lost to number 7 Merrimack 18-6, and they lost at Dover 14-4. And here we got the opening face-off for the Lancers. Picking it up off the dot is Griffin Cunningham. He's a first-year player himself, and a big kid and very athletic. So you watch him at the dot all day long. All right, Lancers get it behind, in deep at the X. The X is the face-off, is the area behind the cage right there, 6x6 goal. And the Lancers open up on their home turf, and they themselves are they're 0-1. They dropped out of the NH high school sports poll this morning. They were number 9 last week, and with their loss to Exeter, last week, they dropped their opening at St. Thomas Aquinas, and that dropped them out of the poll. I think they'll battle back in. They're a physical and athletic team, and I was watching them in warm-ups, and they'll get the job done. All right, handling the ball right there is Odin Delory, another first-year player. He gets it behind with ground ball ensues. Good pickup in traffic right there by Blake Thompson. He's a senior leader on this team, and he wears number 7. Watch him play. Handling the ball right now is Trey Campbell, another first-year player. He goes hard, top side to the right, and kind of a shot that was disrupted en route to the cage. And picking it up real quick right there is Josh Parsons, their sophomore goaltender. Like I said, 14 first-year players in the Nashua North program, and they're looking to create some depth and get some experience and build off of a tough year last year, but they have high-quality coaching, and I believe they'll figure things out. All right, Londonderry spinning the ball. That's what we call getting it around the perimeter. Baseball analogy is around the horn. All right, taking a pick from Odin Delory right there. Oh, and gets in. Nice save by Parsons. I'm a goalie, and he moved from pipe to pipe in a heartbeat. Good job right there by Parsons, the sophomore. Oh, that's a good ground ball creation right there. Get that 50-50 ball and win it. Got to win it. Choke up on that stick, young fella. All right, the egg hunt is on. Nearest our camera, Steve Cody is the highlight guy and my buddy. And we're doing, he does everything here, spinning the dials, doing the camera work, producing at home, all in HD. Visit thehighlightguide.com for all on-demand action. All right, stays with Londonderry. We're 9:14 remaining in the first. Kind of a sluggish start for both teams, kind of feeling each other out right now, kind of like a prize fight. Everybody tagging gloves, figure out your opponent's movement. Handling the ball again is Delory. We've talked about him a bunch. He goes topside, nice pass across, and a big windup and a rip by Blake Thompson with that big left, and it misses, but stays with Londonderry. They're the closest to the ball at the moment it goes out of bounds. So that's the rule, is whoever is closest to the ball at the time and place it exits the field on a shot retains possession. All right, Thompson looking it up, gets back over to Delory. They trade it up, and a big windup again by number 9. Misses the cage. Closest to the ball right there is Brody Campbell. Campbell gives it back up to Heward. Heward with a good pass across the crease, unable to handle it in the traffic is Walden. And this one trickles into the cage. Boy, I'll tell you what, that as a goaltender, those are heartbreakers. Yeah, both hands go up. 8:19 on the clock, and we got our first goal of the game. So look, I just mentioned the highlight guy, Steve Cody. So stay up to date with all the highlight guys' upcoming live streams. Subscribe to our YouTube channel today and never miss out on the games that you want to see. Just go to the YouTube and search the highlight guy and hit subscribes. Yeah, if you hit subscribe, we can do a whole lot more work together and bring you all kinds of NHIAA sports action here. Again, 1-0 Lancers, their opener, home opener anyway, 8:15 on the clock, and another face-off win for Cunningham. He exits the field to get some substitutions, and we get the second line of mids coming in. Playden with the ball, gets it over right side to Brown. Brown dishes it off to Aiden Stoll. We got a whistle at 7:54. Wait for the call. Got a substitution violation, and back go. That's a turnover. Boy, that drives coaches nuts. All right, the Titans get the ball, got to clear it. Just like hockey, you got to clear the ball. You get it out of your defensive zone and up the field. Good job seeing the open man. Way to get to space by number 24, Andrew Cullinane. He's one of the few seniors on this Nashua North team. Decked out in those powder blue unis, looking good. All right, first offensive series here for the Titans after spending the first 5 minutes, all on defense right there. That's a relief. All right, nice defense right there by Tufts. Carrying behind right there is Nick Wilkinson. He gets it back. GLE, that's goal line extended. Wilkinson puts it in his left, takes a soft shot, misses everything. But Nashua was able to pick it up. That's Batari, number 1 with the ball, and we got another whistle at 6:51. Oh, yeah, folks, I will say this. We had a makeshift setup here. We're sideline and low to the field angle. I apologize for the action. I'm standing up as much as possible. I probably stand the whole game. And even though I'm 5'9", I'm feeling like I'm 10 feet tall right here. But we'll do our best to sort things out. And as Nick Wilkinson carries, I think you got a illegal screen, much like basketball. You gotta keep your feet still. Contact has to occur. And guys, if you have your stick and you're trying to pick, do not let that stick go crosswise to your body, or otherwise you will get a call. And that's the easiest thing in the world for a ref to call. All right, good job picking up that loose ball by Krulikowski. We've seen him play football. Excellent athlete is big number 6. He stays with it. Oh, got to get that butt in low. That's the old phrase, 2 butts to the ground. Get low on those ground balls, and you'll end up with it in your stick, young man. All right, picking it up is Callahan again. He gets it upfield. Carrying the ball with some good speed is Heward, and he gets rudely escorted to the dirt right there by a good check right there by Matthew Fisher. Fisher can't get that ground ball. Londonderry possesses. 5:50 on the clock and up 1-0 on their first goal of the game. Big windup right there by Trey Campbell, and a good save right there by Parsons. He comes down with it. Sophomore goaltender, like I said. Way to keep under the ball, keep your hips square to the shot, and you give yourself the best chance you can. All right, carrying the ball downfield right there is Caleb Smith, the junior midi, and he gets worked right there by Dylan Tufts. Good senior defender. Gets the ball to the ground, but it stays with Londonderry on the whistle. Excuse me, stays with Nashua on the whistle. You got to push. It's a 30-second call. It's a technical foul. 30 seconds, and Nashua North has its first man up of the day. All right, so you go 6-on-5. 30 seconds isn't a whole lot of time. Technical fouls are 30 seconds. Personal fouls are a minute. And we'll talk about that as we get into the game. Try to give you a little bit of rule book there. I'm a card-carrying official, which means I'm certifiably crazy, in addition to being a goalie and a coach. All right, North spinning the ball a bit, top side. Handling the ball right there is Dylan Noble, another football player. Lots of good athletes and football players on this North squad. Nice defense right there by Austin Callahan. And we're 4 seconds away, 2 seconds away now, end of the penalty. We're all even. It's a dangerous point. Just like hockey, when the guy comes out of the sin bin, it's one of the most dangerous points during a penalty. Everybody calls all even, but you're not really all even until you get your personnel back into the defensive set. Consequently, there are a lot of goals scored a second or two after the penalty is released. All right, handling the ball right there is Batari again. He looks at the center of the field, thinks better of it, gets it over to this Jared Gaudier coming across the top side of the play. Back to Batari, who dishes off right there to Caleb Smith. Oh, soft pass, easy to pick up. Cameron Ayotte is the senior LSM and a real high-quality player right there. Plays D and long stick midi. Real good athlete. All right, coming out of the cage is Brock St. Galais. He gets it up the field, finds Dylan Tufts. Tufts has trouble initially handling the ball, gets it over to Walden, gets out of the play. Oh, that's a good lefty, but it misses wide. Unable to knock that one down is Brody Campbell. Probably breathing a sigh of relief right there as Parsons in the cage. .345 in the first quarter here at Londonderry. 12-minute quarters in girls and boys lacrosse. If you watch college game, it's 15. And no shot clock at the high school level, unless you go down to my old stomping grounds in Maryland. All right, topside there is Trey Campbell. He gets it up, and it goes back to X. Walden has it in his bucket, and he's looking ready to tee it up. Heads for goal line extended. GLE, you'll hear me call that. That's a good pass inside. Able to knock that one down in a hurry is Owen Heward, and he puts Londonderry. The Lancers are up 2-0 on the strength of that goal. That was a nice pass and feed. Good cut down the slot right there. So at 3:13, Londonderry, again, goes up 2-0. Hey, we'd like to thank EarthTech Systems, which is a local premier green heating and cooling and technology company. Their goal is to save you time and money. They specialize in geothermal HVAC systems. For your heating or cooling needs, contact the experts at earthtechsystems.com. No install or repair project is too challenging for the experts in green HVAC technology. Great sponsor of ours. Thanks, fellas. All right, got the whistle off the face-off draw, and it's going back on the violation. It's going to go to Londonderry. Picking up the ball is Kyle Woodward. First time we called number 5 out. Rangy athlete, gives it up to Colby Walden. Walden, strong athlete right there. You watch number 2. He's got great acceleration and great pivot points, typical of an excellent athlete. All right, carrying the ball here is Blake Thompson. Look, set up shop. He's defended by Drake Griffith right there, another football player for North. All right, Londonderry sets up in about a 1-3-2, count from behind. And the behind guy right now is Heward. He gets it back over to the left side wing, nearest my buddy Steve Cody, the highlight guy himself. All right, here goes Walden looking things up. He's defended right there by Krulikowski. We just mentioned him. Terrific athlete. I got to see him play a few times this fall. I guess that would be last fall, 2024. Well, that's a pretty good move right there by Trey Campbell. Switch on defense. Tough defense right there by Thomas Dratch. Can't go top. Can't get that guy topside. 1:48 on the clock. Ends up in Parsons' bucket again. He gets a good clear out there and gets it out to the flying Krulikowski. He gives it up, gets it back into the offensive set. All right, down 2-0 at 1:30 on the clock. North looking to create something. Haven't had a whole lot of momentum. A couple drop passes, a violation or two, and that kind of stymies your mojo out of the gate. But they'll get back in rhythm here. And Dylan Noble has a ball. I saw him play football too. Good athlete. He's carrying. Good speedy kid. He wears number 14. He's got the ball still. Defended right there by Ayotte. Tries to get that little jump shot going. Nothing doing as we hit the 1 minute mark remaining in the first quarter. Lots of refs on the field right now, but they call it for Londonderry. It looked like it went off his foot or bottom half of the cross, but it's up to the guys in black and white. All right, good pass out there. Finds Cody Playden. Big number 16 gets it downfield, far side slot. And it camps out on the wing right now, looking maybe a little two-man game, nothing doing. Carrying down below GLE, give it to Heward again. Oh, that's a good head fake right there, but a good trail check. Ball's in the dirt. We got 28 seconds on the clock in the first. And we got a first time out of the game. Londonderry calls timeout, looking to set up shop. You think we got a scripted play or two. Hey, well, we got a break here. Let's talk about Bouvier Prepare. They provide comprehensive college recruiting consulting services for student athletes and their families, of course. If you're looking for guidance in the process for lacrosse, field hockey, soccer, and volleyball, Bouvier Prepare can provide a personalized plan for success. So contact them at Bouvier Prepare. That's BOUVIER Prepare at gmail.com, or call them up 603-465-1102. Thanks to Leslie Bouvier for being a great sponsor. She and our fellow BG parents, along with my man Steve Cody here. Again, I'm Rich McDonough here with the Highlight Guy. Happy to bring you NHIAA D1 Lacrosse. Again, we're going to be out at Bill Ball Stadium on Wednesday. That should be a heck of a matchup as Bishop Girton travels over to the Exeter Bluehawks. They saw each other a couple times, and it was a battle galore, a battle royale both times last year. BG ends up on the top end of it, and they're four-time defending champs with a major turnover, sort of, in coaching, as Chris Cameron, the longtime coach, multiple championship, he hung them up and he turned over the keys to Brian Cameron, who is All-American himself and just a terrific mentor for these young guys. They lost their opener at St. John's Prep Danvers, but SJP is going to beat a lot of folks. But Bishop Girton, I don't think they've lost in state in 3 or 4 seasons. I'll check those stats when we get up and running on Wednesday afternoon. That's not afternoon. It's a 7 o'clock start at Bill Ball Stadium in Exeter. All right, but back here, we're 23 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 2-zip Londonderry as they got out of the gate pretty quick. Oh, hitting the dirt. No trip called. Ball is on the ground. And the Easter egg hunt, appropriately, ensues. And we're down to 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Good feed inside, pick off by Parsons, and he just Gilmans it as we exit the quarter. All right, so after 1 quarter here at Londonderry, the hometown Lancers are up 2-zip over the visiting Nashua North Titans. Fellas are going to take about a 90-second break. We're going to do the same. Rich McDonough for the Highlight Guy here. Glad you're with us.
Hi, this is Terry Queenan from Earth Tech Systems Geothermal. We're in Nashua, New Hampshire today. We just finished putting geothermal in this historical home built in 1937. Let's go in and check it out. We're now inside the house. These are the 2 well lines coming in. There's one 500-foot borehole. This is the piping. This is the flow center that moves the water to the geothermal unit, which is over here. This is a very simple, high-efficiency system made by Water Furnace. This is the return duct, and we have the unit in place here. This is the Water Furnace 7 series that's in this home. This is the return air filter. Those are the pipes coming from the non-pressurized flow center. The blower is on the top, the compressor's on the bottom. Very quiet machine. This is a storage tank that makes very warm water. The water goes from this point into an on-demand tankless when there's a call for showers, cooking, etc. So not only is the customer going to save an immense amount of money, they're going from about a $1,300 a year oil bill to be on target right now for about a $300 geothermal bill, and the well is directly under me. If you'd like to learn more, check us out on our website, earthtechsystems.com.
And welcome back here to Londonderry as the Lancers are hosting Nashua North. Made the 40-minute drive up, and The host Londonderry Lancers are up 2-0 after the first quarter here in NHIAA D1 Lacrosse. Again, Rich McDonough here, the highlight guy. Go to the YouTube channel, look up the highlight guy, hit subscribe, or go to thehighlightguy.com and share it with your friends. We're streaming live here at Londonderry. Again, the Lancers are up 2-0 as we go to the dot. All right, face-off occurs. Good job right there, getting it out by Dylan Noble. And good ground ball in traffic. Gotta like that when your long poles come out of nowhere. Austin Callahan. That one goes down the slot, hits somebody inside. No shot. If you've been watching college ball, you realize they've got an 80-second shot clock in men's game. No such thing here at the high school level. You can get a stall warning if you just delay for about 3 or 4 minutes, and you'll see the refs kind of put up an L shape, and that means keep it in, keep it moving. That's about as close as we get in high school to having a shot clock. Good move by Heward right there. Gets it from right to left. Bangs it up the slot in the alley. And top side looking to create right there is Trey Campbell. Big left. Got to change planes, young man. Go from high to low. You get your release point right there. That was an easy read by Josh Parsons, who's come up with about his 4th save already. Oh, nice job working it through traffic. And that's a good pull and a good bada bing. Right there. That was Dylan Noble. Again, we said he's a football player. Been watching him. He's quite quick. And finally, Nashua North, the Titans get themselves on the board. Only 1 minute in to the second period. 11 minutes on the clock, and it's 2-1. North get some room to breathe. And back to the dot for North goes Jake Holmesy. And he's lining it up against Cunningham. Holmesy, strong athlete right there. Cunningham gets his backside on him and creates some space, and another good ground ball right there by Austin Callahan. Talented freshman is off to the races. All right, setting up shop for the Lancers. 10:45 on the clock, and they're up 2-1 after being up 2-0 going to the first quarter break. Fellas have they've slow pace to start the game in the first 5-6 minutes, but they certainly have picked up the pace here. Passing speed is increasing. It's all a matter of getting into rhythm. Pretty good pick away right there by Delory. Gets it in traffic, stole. That one goes wide. Picking it up on the back line right there is Heward. All right, carrying down the alley again is Delory. We've talked about him a lot already. Yet another of those good first-year players for the Lancers. Nice pass up top side and rifle. Big rifle shot right there by Brody Campbell. That finds its way into the back of the net. 9:55 on the clock, and it is 3-1 for the Londonderry Lancers. Nice pass, nice catch in traffic, and way to catch it loaded. That means you're already in shooting position when you catch that ball. And all that was left to do was release it, and we got 3-1 on the board. Yeah, once again, everybody, we're low. We've got friends in low places today, and our camera angles were real low here. Again, we're going to do our best to sort out the action here. We got kind of the auxiliary field for this one, and we're not way up high like we usually are. But we'll do our best to give you as much of the action call through the trees here. It's kind of a crowd scene on the field. I'm just slightly above the helmet level here. Again, Londonderry's up 9:44 on the clock. They're up 3-1 on the board. All right, personnel substitution. That's a good drive out of the gate right there by Colby Walton. He gets it up high. Classic. Get your stick up high when you're about to be checked. That's an old Jim Berkman drill. The great coach at Salisbury College out in the Eastern Shore of Maryland. I'm a Maryland boy, and Berkman's best in the business. We used to call it the phone booth drill. Keep the stick close to you, fend off your checks. And he did that one right there. And at 9:29, the Lancers are now up 4-1. Back to the dot we go. Refs set the ball. Can't move. And you did. They were listening to me, a little violation right there. You don't want to jump the gun or jump the whistle. Griffin Cunningham, easy call for the ref right there. All right, Carrying it in close right there is Jake Holmes. He gets himself a touch. That's when you touch it into that white line. That's the restraining line. And in the high school level, you got to get a touch. You got 10 seconds to get it in. He did it in a hurry. Cam Ayod laying some good lumber right there. Good defense. Way topside, way out from the cage is Andrew Cullinane. 8:54 on the clock. 4-1 Lancers. They emerged from the first quarter with a 2-zip lead. North got themselves on the board to make it 2-1, but mini 2-goal run for the Lancers here in the second. And Cullinane way out high. Everybody drops low. Lots of green space right there for Cullinane. Who's going to slide? Who's going to drive? That's a good check. Got to protect your stick, young man. But heading off to the races right there is Woodward. Rangy athlete wearing number 5 right there. Gets it down the alley and gets it back into the offensive third. So Londonderry can go back on the attack. Deliberate offensive set so far right here. Just taking a look at everything. Nashua is pressed out. It's an open set right now, meaning nobody's on the crease. Finally, it looks like one of the Lancers is headed toward the crease. Again, we're real low. The camera angle's real low. I'm kind of stretching. Oh, that's a good pass in tight. Good handle by Brody Campbell. And I tell you what, everybody was looking at the ball. Can't be ball watching if you're on defense. 7:37 on the clock in the second, and Campbell's goal gives the Londonderry Lancers a 5-1 lead. They're up by 4 as we're about halfway through the second quarter in our first half here in Londonderry. Hey, talked about him earlier. Great sponsor of ours is Earth Tech System, the local premier green heating and cooling technology company. Their goal is to save you time and money. They specialize in geothermal HVAC systems. So for your heating or cooling need, contact the experts at earthtechsystems.com. No install or repair project ever is too challenging for the experts in green HVAC technology. Great sponsor. All right. Ball hunt ensues. Good pickup right there by Cunningham. He gets off the races, but promptly drops it. Pretty good stick work right there by Ben Wood, another football player for this Titans team. But Cunningham reestablishes it, puts it in his cross in his right hand there, and number 15 goes backside to the X. Again, the X is where what we call that area behind the cage. We used to call the face-off dot the face-off X because it was actually an X, and now they just go with a dot. Good thing we only have one X now in the game. All right, handling the ball right there is Odin Delory. Again, a number of the first-year players on this field today, and both teams looking to build for the future. But you got to take care of the present, too, and that's what Londonderry's doing. They're up 5-1 at the 6:40 mark in the second period. Handling the ball is Walden. He gets a little bit of a speed dodge right there, gets it to his left, and I tell you what, Parsons has good vision in the cage. Good job. He makes yet another save. Kind of a rushed outlet pass right there, finds the stick of Andrew Cody. No relation to the highlight guy, Steve Cody, I think. He's giving me the head shake. Oh, that's a good inside. Good handle by Heward. And Heward's goal at 6:15 puts Londonderry up 6-1. And they're starting to put the pedal to the metal and put Nashua in its rearview mirror. All right, back to the dot we go. Hey, are you looking to play sports in college? If yes, then let the highlight guy, I just mentioned him, help you get noticed and recruited. We create highlight videos, film sporting events, as we're doing right now, live stream, all with the goal of helping athletes get noticed by coaches in college. So with the highlight guy, you are the star, so let us help you. Go to thehighlightguy.com or email Steve at thehighlightguy.com. Highlightguy.com to get started. We got a timeout on the field. Refs are sorting out some stuff, and the fellas exit. So they're going to take a 60-second break. We're going to follow suit. This is Rich McDonough for the Highlight Guy. Glad you're with us here at Londonderry.
Meet Bouvier Prepare, your game changer in college athletics recruitment. We cut through the chaos, focusing on superb communication and top-notch organization. One-on-one attention, tailored strategies, and a winning game plan for emails, calls, camps, visits, and offer closings. Be prepared. Your limitless future starts now with Bouvier Prepare.
Hi, this is Deb Cody with the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal and Lakes and Mountains Realty. I have a passion for helping people, and I love to help people with their real estate goals, whether it's buying, selling, or investing. I'm licensed in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine, and work with an incredible team, the Dow Group, which has been the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire for the past several years. Collectively, the team has sold over $1 billion worth of real estate in the past 20 years. If you're curious to know what the local market is like in your area, feel free to reach out via my website, deb.thedowgroup.com, and let's get connected.
To the campus of Londonderry High School on this overcast day, 6:08 on the clock. Londonderry is up 5-1 on the scoreboard. We've got them 6-1 here. We'll see what happens with they're missing a couple of lights on the digits right there. So it is 6-1, 6:08 on the clock on the strength of that nice Heward goal as we closed right before we hit the timeout. Good catch in traffic, and burying it, leaving no doubt, was good old number 7. All right, North has the ball, down 5 goals. They got to put something on the board. This is an important trip, I think, for the Titans. They start about 10 yards short of midfield. Handling the ball right there is Jared Gauthier. Good soccer player is number 9. He carries, puts it in his left hand, gets it over. Big rip, and I'll tell you what, catching that one low, that was very difficult. Nico Batari, another one of those first-year players for Coach. And I'll tell you what, he caught that low and released it from the low point, found the backside of the cage, and ricocheted off the pipe. You could hear the clang from here. Get one for number 1, and Nashua North shaves off a goal, and it's 6-2. I wish I were 6'2" right now. I could see over everybody's buckets right there. 5:56 on the clock here in the second quarter, and Nashua North gets his second of the game. Back to the face-off dot we go. Initial win. Nice job right there by Jake Holmesy. Can't hang on to the rock. And the ball hunt is on, folks, and picking it up, as he's done all day today, is Cunningham. And he gets it over to his wingmate, Declan Brown, who can't hang on to the ball. Back to the Titans it goes. Pretty good outlet pass right there by Parsons. And North, Londonderry's asking for the offside call, nothing doing. I think because he leaped over the midfield line and his feet landed out of bounds. So you can't have that call. You got to make contact with your feet in the field of play for an for an offsides call to ensue. All right, Londonderry gets a touch. Spin it down the right alley right there. They're looking to create something from the wing. And again, Brown gives it up, and here we go at the personnel change. 4:55 in the clock. Londonderry up 6-2, and looking to create one more time. Stoll carries, goes across the entire top side of the field, rotates back, puts it in his left, and gives it up. That's a big cross-crease pass, and unloading was Colby Walton. He had a crow hop and a couple of step downs, had some pace on that shot, but the Titans are closest to the ball at the moment it goes out of bounds, and it goes back to Nashua North. Oh, that's a short pass right there. That's a tough play, but getting back into the flow, good job right there by Gauthier. Picking off that ball, getting it back to the Titans as they look to set up shop in their attacking third. They get a touch. Gauthier has the ball again, puts it over near side to Holmesy. And working away is the Batari right there. Again, another first-year player for Coach Muser. Timeout called, yeah. That's a good call right there. Good timeout call as Nico Batari was in he was in deep right there, and he coach bailed him out. I'm a big fan of that call right there. 3:56 on the clock, and we got a timeout on the field. But, hey, as long as we got a timeout, let's talk about Keller Williams. So if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, talk to Deb Cody from the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal, which is a luxury realtor. She is licensed in Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts, and Deb can assist you with your real estate goals. The Dow Group is the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire. So contact Deb, give her a call at 603-945-2763, or email at Deb, D-E-B, at thedowgroup.com. The Dow Group is all one word, no hyphens, no dots, except for the .com part. Great realtor. As a realtor myself, I respect Deb, and she can bring it home for you. Also, if you really I hope you like what you're seeing and hearing here. We've had a lot of games in the first week, and we're going to do some more. So look, with our live stream, and if you think you'd like to advertise with the Highlight Guy or just want more information, learn a bit more, email Steve at thehighlightguy.com. And the more action we get, we can give you high-quality HD video feeds on the Highlight Guy's channel on YouTube or thehighlightguy.com for all your live streaming here as we bring you NHIAA sports across the divisions. All right, 3:56 on the clock. Hit the reset switch after the Nashua North timeout. Good timeout right there. Get your strategy, bail out your player. And Nashua North has possession. Down 6-2, looking to chop that lead. They were down 6-1, and on the strength of that nice Nico Batari goal, they cut it to 6-2. That's a push with possession. Flag's going to come out. Easy call for that ref right there. Might have a second one coming. Unnecessary right there. We'll see if we got 30-second call for pushing for sure. And with the whistle, we're going to see. Looks like they're going to wave one flag off. That was the initial indication. I don't know why they would wave one off. Definitely a push with possession. Push without possession is just a push, but push with possession is a 30-second call. And it looks like two Lancers are going to be escorted off the field. All right, so we got two pushing calls, so both are 30-second penalties. That means Londonderry will be 2 men down. Oh, they're both on number 1. Excuse me, my bad. So both on number 1. They'll be served seriatim right there, so Londonderry will be down for a minute. All right, 6-on-5, here we go. Big chance for Nashua North to cut into this Londonderry lead. Londonderry's in a 5-man rotation. Good check, good body check right there by Andrew Cody. Came up from the crease and disrupted the rhythm right there for Nashua North as they were about to catch in close and maybe get a shot off. Good job by Cody. Big windup right there coming off the Dylan Noble stick and just high, kind of mid to high right there. Easy read for the good goaltending right there for Londonderry. And Brock St. Gelais was able to read that one from long way out. Gets it downfield. Finally getting it into the attacking third is Kyle Woodward. He gives up the ball, gets off the field. And we got 5 seconds left on that penalty. And Londonderry survives its first man down of the day. All right, we're back to even here. 2:30 on the clock. 6-2 on the board. Londonderry looking to add one and make it 7-2 as we drift toward the halftime. All right, long setup. Taking a good long look at it are the Lancers. I'm looking at Heward right there below GLE, number 7. You watch him, see if he elevates into a lot of green space in front of him right now. Thompson carries the ball, gets it in his left, goes down the far side slot. He gives it up on the wing to Walden. Walden taking a good long look inside. I like that head fake. Good checking right there by Brady Zellers. He's listed as a midi, but he's got that pole right there, and it showed his athleticism. All right, here comes Heward. Turns his field a direction, looking to create, gets topside above GLE, gives it up at the top side to Campbell. Campbell takes a good look, gets it over. Near side, going down the alley is, again, that's Delory. We've talked about him a lot. Campbell picks it up, blows by his man, gives it up right there to Walden. Walden has a look, feeds over to Heward, and Heward catches, but he's unable to get that shot off before he comes down in the crease. That's a turnover at 1:12 on the clock, 6-2 on the board. Titans are off and looking to clear. Parsons gets it over and upfield. Hundred coaches on the field right now, but carrying the ball with Dylan Noble again. Oh, unable to hang on to that one right there was Gautier. He was looking at the net before he looked the ball into his bucket. And a fortuitous bounce right there to Cullinane. He backs it out of trouble. We're at 37 seconds in the second quarter here, first half at Londonderry. And Nashua North, this is a good trip for them. They're down 6-2, and if you can cut it down by 1 going into halftime, you got to feel pretty good. Oh, good rollout and a beautiful, I tell you what, that was a wonderful roll after the lunging defender attacked. And Nashua North and Cullinane gets one back, and I was just saying, it's a good trip for them. And he puts it in he looks at the near post, shot the far post, and there was no way that St. Gelais was going to stop that shot, especially when you're camped out at the bottom of the island right there. 19.8 seconds on the clock, and it is now 6-3. It had been 6-1 Londonderry, and Nashua North has kind of righted the ship in the last several seconds here, and they're only down 3 after being down 5. Good job by North steadying things up. 10 seconds left, loose ball. Good fight for it right there. North almost comes up with it, thought they had it. It's tough from this vantage point. Again, we're real low on an auxiliary field here, doing our best to get you the action. Picking it up there was Cunningham, but the time runs out in the first half here at Londonderry, and the hometown Lancers are up 6-3. And we're going to take 10 minutes. That's what the halftimes are in New Hampshire. And for the highlight guy, again, this is Rich McDonough. Glad to be with you for NHIAA D1 Lacrosse.
Hi, this is Terry Queenan from Earth Tech Systems Geothermal. We're in Nashua, New Hampshire today. We just finished putting geothermal in this historical home built in 1937. Let's go in and check it out. We're now inside the house. These are the 2 well lines coming in. There's one 500-foot borehole. This is the piping. This is the flow center that moves the water to the geothermal unit, which is over here. This is a very simple, high-efficiency system made by water furnace. This is the return duct, and we have the unit in place here. This is the water furnace 7 series that's in this home. This is the return air filter. Those are the pipes coming from the non-pressurized flow center. The blower is on the top, the compressor's on the bottom. Very quiet machine. This is a storage tank that makes very warm water. The water goes from this point into an on-demand tankless when there's a call for showers, cooking, etc. So not only is the customer going to save an immense amount of money, they're going from about a $1,300 a year oil bill to be on target right now for about a $300 geothermal bill, and the well is directly under me. If you'd like to learn more, check us out on our website, earthtechsystems.com.
Meet Bouvier Prepare, your game changer in college athletics recruitment. We cut through the chaos, focusing on superb communication and top-notch organization. One-on-one attention, tailored strategies, and a winning game plan for emails, calls, camps, visits, and offer closings. Be prepared. Your limitless future starts now with Bouvier Prepare.
Hi, this is Deb Cody with the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal and Lakes and Mountains Realty. I have a passion for helping people, and I love to help people with their real estate goals, whether it's buying, selling, or investing. I'm licensed in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine, and work with an incredible team, the Dow Group, which has been the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire for the past several years. Collectively, the team has sold over $1 billion worth of real estate in the past 20 years. If you're curious to know what the local market is like in your area, feel free to reach out via my website, deb.thedowgroup.com, and let's get connected.
Are you looking to play sports in college? Almost every college recruiting website recommends having a highlight video as one of the top 3 crucial recruiting tools. In fact, 93% of college coaches we surveyed said they watch a recruit's highlight video as part of their player assessments. Our sole purpose is to make you look good. Our highlight videos include an athlete bio and accolade page, stop motion, and player highlight. The video is not done until you are completely satisfied and say it's done. We also upload to YouTube or whatever recruiting platform you use. The highlight guide can also film your high school or club games to capture you in action, resulting in amazing footage that you can use to help create your highlight video. We have the expertise to help you get recruited. Check out our website at thehighlightguide.com or contact Steve at thehighlightguide.com to get started on your path to playing sports in college.
Welcome back, everybody, to the campus of Londonderry High School in Derry, New Hampshire here. Highlight Guys bringing you NHIAA D1 lacrosse action today. The boys, Londonderry Lancers, playing host to the Nashua North Titans, driving up the 40 minutes, as I did, from Hollis. This is Rich McDonough with the Highlight Guy. And after first half here, it is Londonderry 6-3 over the Titans. It was a kind of game of mini runs right there. Londonderry went up 2-zip, and Nashua cut into that 2-1. Londonderry went out, got themselves on a nice 4-goal run, but in the second quarter, Nashua North got themselves in the back of the net a couple times, and with 19 seconds left on a real nice goal by Anthony Avenzia, they made it 6-3, and it's a competitive game as we went to the half, and here we are at the dot, and going back into action are the Lancers. They pick it up, and they win the opening draw in our second half, our third quarter here. Again, Londonderry was ranked number 9 in the first week poll, the New Hampshire High School Sports poll. My buddy Joe Marcellina runs that poll, and they lost their opening game, and they just dropped out, just outside the top 10. They're, if you want to call it unofficially, 11th. But I think they'll get back into contention there. That's a good pull. Heward, I've been waiting for that one there. Heward elevates over GLE, catches it loaded, shoots the near side of the pipe as Parsons went over to the opposite pipe thinking he was going to shoot the far side. 11:24, Londonderry goes up 7-3 on that Heward goal. That was a good-looking play as we got out of the gate in the third quarter in our second half here in Londonderry. 7-3 for the Lancers. All right, back to the dot we go. As he's been there all day is Griffin Cunningham, lining it up against Jake Holmesy. And Cunningham wins another one. I think he's got about 8 of 10 so far. He puts it in his right hand, drives the near post, shoots the far post. Classic lacrosse right there. And bang, zoom. 48 seconds, and Londonderry has itself back to a 5-goal lead. It is now 8-2 on the strength of that nice face-off win and a better shot by Cunningham. Excuse me, 8-3, my bad. Excuse me. 8-3 on that Cunningham goal. Got the face-off win, went right down the far alley and dropped that one on the backside. Nice job by Cunningham. Londonderry wins another one. 50-50 ball goes to Austin Callahan. Number 22 gets it up the field. Getting it a touch is Walden right there. Gets it back as the line changes come on. Get your personnel off from the FOGO. That's face off, get off, and meaning face off and get off the field. And Londonderry's been very successful at the dot so far today. Oh, that's a good carry through traffic and hitting the pipe right there as Aiden Stoll. Ricochets off, and Heward, who just got that first goal of the third period, and he gets it off that ricochet. Carrying it over is right now a Stoll. Back to Stoll. He looks down the alley right there, and it goes back to Heward. Tries to create from X. Can't keep the rock in the pocket, but he kicks it to himself. Good job taking some abuse there from Matthew Fisher. Heward has it in his right. Gives it up in a big fire by Walden. That one sails high and wide. 10:10 on the clock. 10:10 WINS New York. Great radio station right there. Oh, that's a good elevate right there. Nice job in traffic by Stoll, but he puts it in his left and nobody's home behind the cage. Consequently, it goes back to Parsons and the Nashua North Titans. 10:02 on the clock in the third, trailing now 8-3 after they chopped the lead down to 6-3 going into the halftime. Again, Londonderry came out firing, and Parsons gets it over to his left. Nice job taking the pressure from Heward. Again, we're real low at the field. Sorry for the angle, folks. We're going to do our best. Crane my neck over the top of the helmets here. See if we can get you as much action and call out the player numbers as much as possible. Typically, we're in one of the stadiums here, but we're on the auxiliary field here today. All right, after that turnover, the Titans give it back up to the Lancers. Lancers looking to clear. 9:22 on the clock, and they're up 8-3. 5-goal lead from the Londonderry Lancers. And you can hear that wind starting to whip. It was balmy an hour and a half ago, and now it is chilly and windy. New Hampshire in the spring, folks. You don't like the weather? Wait 5 minutes. 9 minutes even on the clock. 8-3 on the scoreboard for the Lancers. Long offensive possession starting here, and they're looking to create some more. Good guy to get it to right there is number 9, Blake Thompson. He gets it in his left. Physical runner right there. Gives it up. Sets a pick and then slips away right there. Hey, Thompson was open for a minute. You can hear him begging for the ball. And yeah, you can hear that. We are not broadcasting from the top of Mount Washington. It's Londonderry. I'll try to turn my back to the wind here. Kind of a James Taylor reference right there. Oh, Heward unable to handle that, gets it back to himself. Good job by Heward tracking that one down. Pass is a little too wide for number 7 right there, but he stuck with it and keeps the ball for his Lancers team. Oh, good check right there by Andrew Cullinane. Physical, that's a big windup and a big shot and a big connection by Trey Campbell, the talented first-year player. Number 21 gets himself numero uno in the back of the net. And just like that, less than 4 minutes have elapsed here in the third quarter, and Londonderry took its 6-3 lead at halftime, and they have doubled it up right there. It's 9-3 now off that nice goal by Cullinane. Anyway, hey, look, we're going to talk about staying up. I told you we're the highlight guy, so stay up to date with all the highlight guys' upcoming live streams. Subscribe to our YouTube channel today and never miss out on the games that you want to see. So just go to YouTube, search the highlight guy, and hit subscribe. We certainly thank you in advance. And if you get onto the YouTube channel and hit subscribe, share it with your friends and families here at Londonderry High School, we can keep bringing you ever more action and high quality. All right, Londonderry wins at the dot yet again, and 8 minutes even into the third quarter, remaining in the third quarter. And here come the Lancers. All right, looking to survey things up. Blake Thompson gets it down the right alley. And back behind the goal is Walden looking to create. Gets it up to Heward. Pretty good defensive position right there. Oh, and I tell you what, Walton, everybody was looking north. The ball was topside, and Walden creeped in. Couldn't put that one in the back of the net. And again, nobody home for the Lancers behind the cage. So consequently, all right, soft pass finds Heward. And unable to hold on to it on the Heward feed was Brody Campbell. And then Walden picks it back up. Walden was looking up at the heavens when that shot drifted north. He had the whole cage staring at him. And he'll be thinking about that one tonight. It's a good man defense right there. I expect that out of Jack Krulikowski. Savvy football player, very physical athlete wearing number 6 for the Titans. Way back at the X's, Heward takes a little bit of abuse, fires a shot right onto Parsons' body. Parsons makes a save, follows it up by getting cross crease, and gets himself a second save on that series right there. Good job by Parsons. Unable to handle it in traffic as Brady Zellers. Ball goes down to the dirt, and the Easter egg hunt ensues. Get low, come up with that ball, young man. Good job right there by Delory. Pretty good feed right there, but Parsons able to track that one down, gets his clamp on it just outside the crease. 6:05 on the clock. And I'll tell you what, kind of stuck in the mud right now are the Titans, unable to clear it out of their defensive end. Back to Londonderry we go, carrying it down through traffic in a hurry right there is Brody Campbell. Gets denied, reverses field, and finds its way out to Delory. Blake Thompson now handles, gets his marching orders from the bench, and surveys the field. Everybody up high right now for Londonderry. And now they go into their set. Everybody clears through. And Thompson unable to look it up. Goes back to Heward. He drifts behind. Good feed by the to the cutter. And that is a nice job from Heward feeding the cutting Delory on the far side of the crease, and Delory catches it loaded, fires it into the back of the net. Londonderry on a nice run here to start the third quarter, and it is now 10-3 for the Lancers. Hey, once again, EarthTech Systems is our local premier green heating and cooling technology company. EarthTech's goal is to save you time and money. They specialize in geothermal HVAC systems. So for your heating or cooling needs, contact the experts at earthtechsystems.com. No install or repair project is too challenging for the experts in green HVAC technology. Great sponsor of ours. Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it. Folks. All right, Londonderry wins yet another one at the dot. It's been all possession and all Londonderry in this third quarter. And they saw their halftime lead at 6-3 swell to 10-3 on the straight of 4 straight goals in 10 minutes. All right, Londonderry back in possession. Stoll has the ball, looking to create. Drive the rock down the far side alley, and he gets back, and then we're going to go invert. That means when you get your midfielders below GLE and at the X. And Stoll's looking to create. He's got himself a short stick defender right now. Gets it out of his bucket, and Walden's got the ball now. Had some momentum, had a good look at it, but he was unable to keep the ball in the pocket right there. Gets it back, good feed by Heward one more time. That's high to high, and a good goaltending job right there by Josh Parsons. And he puts that in his bucket and is looking to start the clear. Got 20 seconds to get it over the midline. Parsons throws a bit of a moon ball over, handled right there nicely by Thomas Dratch, but time running down here. They got to get that ball over, and they do so. All it has to do is cross the midline in the air in 20 seconds, and then you get 10 more seconds to get it a touch inside the restraining line. Not the rule anymore in college. You just got to get it over in 20 seconds. All right, Titans, we're down 3, find themselves down 7 now. They got to do something on this trip, I believe. Getting topside, trying to shoot, unable to connect right there was Dylan Noble. He falls to the ground as he released that shot, and it goes wide. And back to Londonderry we go. And Krulikowski picks that one up. Big number 6. He's got himself a whole lot of momentum. Takes a good check right there from Ayotte. Ball's down to the deck. Ayotte comes up with it, reverses field, gets back to your goalie. Nice job. Kids, if you're doing that, you don't have to go one direction. Use the whole field. If you have to bail out and go backwards, use your goalie, reverse the field. Better we have it than they have it. Possession, possession, possession. You don't have to go one direction. All right, that's a good carry right there by Knapp. He gets it in tight, and Parsons comes out, stonewalls, but it trickles in, and they're waving it off. And we had a crease violation right there. So 2:34, the Titans dodge a bullet right there, and Parsons gets it out on the clear. Good job. Matthew Fisher gets it upfield. Good job right there. Finds his running mate, Cullinane, who's been meaningful in this game. Number 24, he's got the ball right now. He's got to get himself a touch. Like I said, you got 10 seconds to get it into the attacking box right there. That's the restraining line. And we got a timeout on the field. And we got an illegal substitution, it looked like. Oh, and that's a beating. You finally get yourself some possession. You got an illegal substitution, and that's an unforced turnover. That drives coaches bonkers. I've been that coach. All right, 2:14 on the clock. Londonderry with the ball one more time. It has been about 90% for the fellas in white with possession this period here. Consequently, they are up 10-3 after being up 6-3 at the half. Oh, taking a look, getting it over to Heward, unable to connect. Heward looking at the cage before he looked it into his pocket. Got to have it. Look it in, folks. Make sure you have it first. Scientific knowledge of these things is a good thing. All right, good job with the ground ball right there by Delory. Really, first-year player playing real well for the Londonderry Lancers. I like his game. A lot to look forward to right there for number 18 in white. All right, Heward with the ball deep at X. Gets it up the slot, the near side to Colby Walden. Walden throws it out top side. And Londonderry looks to reestablish, set up shop right there. Go, clear through for that guy. Get your defender out of the way. Oh, that's a big windup. Unable to connect was Blake Thompson. But this time Heward's at home, as is Brody Campbell. And Brody Campbell's going to go out top backside and pick up that ball. Number 13's got 1:10 on the clock with which to work. Oh, here come your cutters. Everybody's way high with Heward, the ball way deep. Heward elevates, connects. That's a great feed and a beautiful cut. Delaying till the last second was Colby Walden. Once the heads were turned, Heward finds the cutting Walden. There is no doubt where that was going to end up. It is 11-3 as we tick just under the 1 minute mark in the third period, and it has been all Londonderry here in the third quarter. Hey, let's talk about Bouvier Prepare, which provides comprehensive college recruiting consulting services for student athletes and their families. If you're looking for guidance in the process for lacrosse, field hockey, soccer, and volleyball, Bouvier Prepare can provide a personalized plan for success. So contact them at bouvierprepare@gmail.com or dial them up, 603-465-1102. Thanks, Leslie. Appreciate it. All right, Londonderry wins at the dot yet again, 38 seconds on the clock, up 8, 11-3, and looking to create more. And that's a good cut. Bring your man out to the way sideline. Nobody home to help. And I tell you what, that was a good job by Aiden Stoll, recognizing how much real estate he had in front of him, taking it to the rack and sticking it. 12-3 for the Lancers. 29 seconds remaining in the third period. Long period because we've had so many stop whistles after Londonderry. It's been all Londonderry. Like I said, they've scored 6 goals here in the third quarter. And, again, 29 seconds remaining in the third. It is 12-3. Lancers are letting it rip. And this is one reason why is Cunningham's having himself a day at the dot. He has a seat right now, and we got a flag flying. And we'll let the officials sort out. Look like it's a 30-second penalty for push, and that was assessed to Brody Gagnon. So, 17 seconds on the clock. They corrected that. They initially said blue, and it's a push on Londonderry 15. Excuse me, that's Griffin Cunningham. I was just relaying what the officials said first. He corrected himself. 17 seconds on the clock. And if you hold the ball, folks, if you have possession on a penalty, when the quarter runs out, you will start with the ball and no face-off. If I'm Coach Muser, that's exactly what I want to do. And it's exactly what happens. So Londonderry possesses the ball. They will start with the ball, no face-off. And, Nashua North will have the ball as we get going in our fourth quarter. Again, Rich McDonough here, the highlight guy. Glad to be bringing you NHIAA D1 Lacrosse. Fellas are taking a break. We're going to do the same.
Are you looking to play sports in college? Almost every college recruiting website recommends having a highlight video as one of the top 3 crucial recruiting tools. In fact, 93% of college coaches we surveyed said they watch a recruit's highlight video as part of their player assessments. Our sole purpose is to make you look good. Our highlight videos include an athlete bio and accolade page, stop motion, and player highlight. The video is not done until you are completely satisfied and say it's done. We also upload to YouTube or whatever recruiting platform you use. The highlight guy can also film your high school or club games to capture you in action, resulting in amazing footage that you can use to help create your highlight video. We have the expertise to help you get recruited. Check out our website at thehighlightguy.com or contact Steve at thehighlightguy.com to get started on your path to playing sports in college.
Meet Bouvier Prepare, your game changer in college athletics recruitment. We cut through the chaos, focusing on superb communication and top-notch organization. One-on-one attention, tailored strategies, and a winning game plan for emails, calls, camps, visits, and offer closings. Be prepared. Your limitless future starts now.
Oh, yeah. I am. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Londonderry High School in New Hampshire on this overcast, now chilly day. It was warm and sunny a couple hours ago, and fortunately, we were prepared with blankets and jackets. Rich McDonough here with the HighlightGuy.com, bringing you D1 action, New Hampshire NHIAA D1 lacrosse action. Londonderry playing host to the Nashua North Titans. It was a close game. It was feeling closer at halftime. It was 6-3, and Londonderry went on a roll in that third quarter, scoring 6 goals, doubling up their count, and it is 12-3 as we enter our final frame here at Londonderry High School. Nevertheless, it was a penalty on Cunningham. Nashua North exited the quarter with possession and a man-up opportunity. That means there is no face-off. Big wind-up, big shot, and that one deflected off somebody en route. It left Dylan Noble's cross, found its way to the front of the cage, and I think that deflection stunned everybody. Brock St. Gelais, the goaltender, is on the ground kind of wondering what the heck went on. No matter, 10 seconds into the fourth period, and Noble is able to connect. I don't know if they'll give somebody else the goal on that deflection, but the fellas in powder blue got themselves on the board finally in this second half. It is 12-4 at the 11:50-minute mark, remaining in our fourth quarter. All right, back to the dot we go, where Cunningham has had himself a day, as I said, in the third quarter. I think he was 6 for 6 in that third, and consequently, Londonderry doubled up its score. If you got the rock, you can put it in the back of the net. You don't have the rock, it's going to be a long afternoon. All right, Londonderry setting up shop here in the fourth, up 8, looking to create more. Excuse me, we found the tail end of winter this afternoon, even though it was a beautiful spring day earlier. All right, Londonderry spins it around. That's what we call kind of the baseball equivalent of getting it around the horn. You spin it around the outside, get into some rhythm, and then you get into your offensive set. Well, that's a good tic-tac pass. Parsons, I tell you what, they may have 12 goals on the board, but this kid can play goal, and I'm a goaltender myself and have been a goalie coach. That one sails off the head of Heward, finds its way into the corner, but dies in that thick turf in the far side, and Nashua North gets it up the field, and Fisher gets it into his offensive end. Pretty good rollback on Ayotte right there, getting the slide and some help right there from Tufts. Finally finds its way over to Cullinane, the senior midi, number 24. He's got it top side, looking to create in the far side. Gets it down the alley, and the Titans will throw it back through X. Good defense right there by Ayotte, shutting off that adjacent pass. All right, so you're Nashua North. You're down 8 goals. What do you want to do? Keep playing? Oh, that was a good high-to-low read there by Brock St. Gelais, and he gets that nice outlet pass. Good read by the goaltender there for the Lancers. Big, long pass, and guess what? Finds Brody Campbell wearing number 13. That's bad luck if you are Nashua North, and he goes, holy B2B, behind the back, and that'll be 13-4 at the 9:47 mark here at Londonderry. Well, that was a good long pass right there. Heward saw the cutting Campbell, and he dumps it in, leaves no doubt. 13-4 for the Lancers. And back to the dot we go. Again, old foes at this point. Cunningham lining it up against Holmesy. Cunningham, good job raking that at the dot. He comes up with it, gets it across the top side. Nice pass down low. That's Heward. He's going to unload. And I'll tell you what, Parsons, yip-free goaltending right there. He stayed nice and square to the shooter. Wait for him to commit. Make your read and get it in your bucket, and then get it upfield. Good job by Parsons. I tell you, he gets a gold star today. I've been on that end of the goaltending situation, and he has stayed very frosty, and I think he's going to be a real good goaltender. Oh, that's a pretty good cut. Unable to hang on to it in traffic right there. Couldn't see who that was. I think it was Cullinane. Yeah, it was Cullinane. good player right there. Big cross. Oh, that's a great handle by the first-year player, Batari. He got himself a beautiful goal earlier, and he takes the hard defense right there from Andrew Cody. Big physical senior right there wearing number 4. Gets underneath that check. Good job right there by Batari. And lots of, like I said earlier in the day, when I got to talk with Coach Muser, he's got 14 first-year players in this program, and they're looking to create. Pass down low. Evades. That's a big jump shot right there. I tell you, that is an athletic move by numero 14, Dylan Noble. Good football player, and you saw the athleticism out of Noble right there. Once he got top side of the goal line extended, GLE we call it, he was able to elevate, got skyward, and at that point, if you're the goaltender, there's no prayer. 8:26 on the clock, 13-5 on the scoreboard. Hey, once again, let's talk about Earth Tech Systems, which is a local premier green heating and cooling technology company. Their goal is to save you time and money. They specialize in geothermal HVAC systems. So for your heating or cooling needs, contact the experts at earthtechsystems.com. No install or repair project is too challenging for the folks at Earth Tech. They are the experts in green HVAC technology and a great sponsor. Thanks to everybody over there. All right, once again at the dot, and yet another win. This time Wyatt Arnold Picard picks it up. Number 29 with the big pole. He gets off the field as we get substitutions coming in for the Lancers as we hit the 8-minute mark. And Londonderry is up 13-5 here on their home turf. Londonderry's got themselves a challenging road in front of them. They're next up on Wednesday. They play host to Salem right here, and then they're on the road at number 7, Merrimack. Merrimack is making some noise this year. They've got a good coach. That's a good feed inside. Good catch down low by Blake Thompson. Number 9 puts one in the back of the net and joins the party. It is 14-5. Number 9 gives them a 9-goal lead. 7:38 here on the clock at Londonderry. And putting things in the rearview mirror, the Lancers right now. But not in the rearview mirror. We're just saying Merrimack is ranked 7th in the NHHSS poll. Say that 10 times fast. And they're making some noise. They're well coached, and they got some good players. So they're at Londonderry's at Merrimack on later in the week. And then, boy, they got to play Portsmouth right here on April 30th. Chad Vischer's Portsmouth Clippers. They lost to Newburyport the other day, but that's a talented team. They're defending champs for a reason, and Chad Vischer, who's a friend of mine, had to coach against him more times than I care. Now I'm just glad to be friends with him, and he's joined me in the booth. But he's a very talented coach, brings all that New York knowledge to the field over there at the Clippers home field, and he is a terrific coach and a great mentor. Clippers will be reckoned with this season. And Londonderry's going to have to reckon. They're D2, but they play like a D1 club. All right, London. Oh, that one just rolls off the head of Walden. It sails high, but again, it dies in that thick turf on the far side of that field. 6:39 on the clock and counting. I think it's kind of all over. The glow plugs on the bus already warming up, folks. All right, Londonderry taking its time. No reason to rush things right now. Getting around topside, and Parsons steps out, cuts down the angle. Great job keeping his bucket up high. And we got a push right there and after the shot. So that'll stay. There's no penalty when you don't have possession, but the push ensues. That'll keep the ball with the Lancers, and Heward handling it. Nice pass up the slot. Nobody home right there, though. But again, you see that turf. It's so thick on that side of the field that it just kills any momentum of the rolling ball. Frustrating if you're the defense. All right, 6 minutes on the clock, 14-5. 9-goal spread for the Lancers here on home turf. Londonderry in no hurry right now. And Walden goes left. That one sails, misses everything, gets out of bounds, hits the back fence right there by Lancer Nation. Signs on the fence right there. Well, that's a good roll. Top side, in a hurry, Brody Campbell takes a check, runs through it, takes the punishment, gets it into his left, and at 5:30, it's now a 10-goal Lancer lead. Hey, if you're looking to play sports in college, yeah? Well, then let the Highlight Guy help you get noticed and recruited. We create highlight videos, film sporting events, and live stream, all with the goal of helping athletes get noticed by college coaches, ever more important right now. So with the Highlight Guy, you are the star. So let us help you. Go to thehighlightguy.com or email steve@thehighlightguy.com and get started, folks. Real important. We didn't have any of that when I was getting recruited back in the day. Somehow the UVA and Johns Hopkins and Princeton and Georgetown coaches found me in the local papers, and off to Georgetown I went. All right, 5:12 on the clock. Rich McDonough here with the Highlight Guy. Delighted to be doing NHIAA D1 lacrosse for everybody joining us here today. Glad you're with us. 5 minutes even, 10-goal lead. Londonderry just chewing clock at this point. And you can see some of the JV players warming up for game 2. That's the structure with division sports here. You go varsity tees it up first, JV plays next. Londonderry opponent way, way outside. 10-goal lead, no need to jam it down. Oh, that's a big face dodge right there. Wow. That's old school upstate New York. I was just talking about Chad Vischer for Portsmouth. I think Coach Vischer would like that one. That is a beautiful face dodge. Odin Delory buries it in the back of the net. It's now an 11-goal lead with 4:19 remaining. Hey, if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, talk to Deb Cody from the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal. And she's a luxury realtor, and Keller Williams Coastal is a luxury shop. She's licensed in Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts. She can assist you with your real estate goals. The Dow Group is the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire, so call Deb. Contact her at 603-945-2763 or email deb@thedowgroup.com. All right, Londonderry wins yet another draw, and it's been like that all second half. Consequently, their 6-3 lead that they had at halftime, which had been a 6-1 lead, and North closed out the second quarter with a couple of goals, but not so in the third and fourth. It is all Londonderry, and it is 16-5. All right, big cut right there by Aiden Stoll, begging for the ball. Nothing doing. They're just going to nurse that. Trey Campbell was looking and he just waved him off, and that's what you got to do. Nobody learns anything at this point in the game if you just keep burying your opponent. Oh, that's a backside pipe right there by Campbell. He elevated north of GLE, got it in his left, and Parsons couldn't catch up with that one. But, hey, goalie's best friend. You could hear that iron from here. And we're at 3 minutes and counting, folks. 11-goal lead for Londonderry. Again, their next up is Salem on Wednesday. And another big shot right there by Campbell. For their part, I was trying to read what the refs were saying. That's a good step out and another save for Parsons. He has been all over it today. I know they got 16 on the board, but he's got 16 saves, and a bunch of them are high quality. North has got to play Salem as well. We're going to have a tripping call right here. Aaron, it was just an accident right there. Cam Ayotte got his feet tangled up. Unfortunate. Sometimes it just happens. Dylan Noble gets to the deck. And a tripping, if it's a tripping call, it's going to be a minute penalty. Yep, it's a 1-minute penalty to Cam Ayotte. That was just a bad luck. They just got their feet tangled up, but the ref's got to call it. So North plays Salem, and then they got to play Keene Monadnock on the 25th, and then they're at Exeter. Blue Hawks took a bad loss the other day, but they're a high-quality team, well coached. And a week from today, we will see North heading over to Bill Ball Stadium. All right, but they are up, man up for 6-on-5 for a minute. Just get some rhythm. Play ball, run your set, and get a little bit of mojo exiting this game. Yeah, you're taking it on the chin with the young team. And that's a big rip right there by Noble. And he kind of looks down at the earth and says, what the heck just happened? How come that didn't find the back of the net? It's all right. Keep shooting. Lacrosse is about getting good looks. They don't all go in. That's a good look right there. Side of the net right there for Nico Batari. He had himself a goal earlier. Didn't have enough angle on that one. All right, that was a pretty good fight right there by Wyatt Arnold-Picard. Get that ball upfield, and here comes the athletic Jack Krulikowski, number 6 with that long pole. We got Laundry on the field one more time. We got a delayed penalty. We'll see what the call was. I think it was offside. And all right, the first penalty's released, but we got another one coming. I tell you, if I was a coach right there, I would have had them chuck the ball at the net so you can get a 2-man up for about 10 seconds. Nothing doing. Way to take the punishment right there was Cullinane. But we will have a penalty call coming. I think I told you early, folks, I'm a card-carrying ref, which means I'm certifiable. But it's a hard job, getting paid $75 a game to do that. But hey, look, if you like what you're seeing here and hearing, of course, with our live stream, and you think you'd like to advertise, sure hope you will. Talk to the highlight guy, or you just want more information, email Steve. Steve Cody. It's steve@thehighlightguy.com. No hyphens, all lowercase, of course. And if you advertise with us, we can keep bringing you high-quality NHIAA sports, and it's a real pleasure to be part of it. All right, man up for a minute for Nashua North. They've had 2 man-up situations in a row. Last time they hit the side of the net off the stick of Nico Batari. This one drifts low and out of bounds, and it's an unforced turnover. I've said it before as a coach and a player myself. This is what turned your hair gray. Has nothing to do with age, nothing to do with genetics. It's unforced errors and silly penalties. It's one reason I'm half gray myself, Steve. All right, 35 seconds left on the clock. 24 seconds on that penalty. And it's all over but the crying here in Londonderry. Heward carries, goes down the alley, goes slot to slot, gets that rip in the back of it with that right hand, finds the back of the net. Nothing Parsons could do about that one. Window dressing, 17-5 for the Lancers. 25 seconds left in the fourth and in our game here in Londonderry. Back to the dot we go. This time coming out is Stoll, who's going to take the face-off. We'll line it up right there against Cooper Kudalakis. Excuse me, Trey Campbell. My bad. I apologize. Lining up against Holmesy. How dare I have the wrong roster in front of me. All right, 10 seconds left on the clock here in Londonderry as it rolls out of bounds. Clock continues to run at this point. Your 10-goal spread in the second half, and consequently you go to running time. 5.6 as we get some substitutions going on. And Colby Walden just walks it down. That'll round us out of this game. It was close for a while, folks, in the first half. Nashua North trying to make some noise toward the end of the second period. Got themselves a couple goals to make it 6-3 at the halftime, and it was all Lancers in the second half, folks. Consequently, the Londonderry Lancers put a W in the column, and as they look to get back into the top 10 in the polls. 17-5 over the visiting Titans. So for my buddy, the highlight guy, Steve Cody himself, this is Rich McDonough. Tune into the Highlight Guy on our YouTube channel and thehighlightguy.com. Sign up, and we'll bring you some more NHIAA Division I action. Speaking of which, we will be 7 o'clock start on Wednesday at Bill Ball Stadium as the defending champ Bishop Girton Cardinals head east and face off against the Blue Hawks, and we'll be there to bring you all the action. 7 p.m. start, and Rich McDonough again. Glad you were with us, everybody. See you on Wednesday.